Hello, friends. Uh, Gives me great pleasure once again to be on this wonderful platform. And thank you, Asha ji. It's just wonderful to again get link up with you. And today's topic is Maitri with water, and I'm so excited talking about it because it's very close to my heart. And let me share my screen. And I find it very exciting to talk about some really wonderful new ideas and experiments and scientific discoveries that have been made about water and about its wonderful qualities. तो शुरू करते हैं एंड I hope my screen is visible. So मैत्री with water. जब भी हम पानी के बारे में सोचते हैं, वाटर के बारे में सोचते हैं, तो what comes in our mind? It's that it is life, it is abundance, it is joy, it is purity, it is divine, and we bow down in reverence. That is why, and this was known to all cultures all over the world from many many centuries. क्योंकि जब भी हम देखते हैं civilizations और settlements हमेशा river के आसपास ही होते थे all over the world, or be it temples, and even in India. So we have such a culture and a journey, right, with so many stories and mythology about the rivers, about water, about Ganga Mata, and we all go in reverence and we store the water. तो ये क्या है? और ये जो the whole world, the globe is covered with 70% water, and not only that, but even we are composed of 70% water, and it's one of the five elements that constitutes our body. It's Panch Mahabhut जो कहते हैं. One of the water is a very important constituent. और जब भी हम water की बात करते हैं तो it's without water nothing, no life is possible, no even a seed which sprouts needs water. And every action that is taking place within our cell, every uh, the all the functions that are taking place, the physiological functions in the cell, cell, each and every molecule, it cannot happen without water. So we know जब भी सूखा पड़ता है, famine होता है, when we get dehydrated, so the damage that it does to the body and the damage that it does to the environment. और अभी अगर हम ये मैत्री और ये लव और ये फ्रेंडशिप विद वाटर ना रखें, so the situation is so dire actually on our globe regarding the situation with water. As we all know, the rivers are polluted, the glaciers are melting very fast and are receding, and we are actually looking at a very dismal scenario where water will be so scarce, and people have predicted. So until we build a relationship of reverence with that water and save water and do what we can to bring it back to its original glory, we are facing a very dismal future. So Maitri with water is very important. So water is a great shape shifter, and they say that if you want to fall in love with life, try falling in love with water, and that is the place to begin. Or as we know, all know the water cycle very well. It's a circle, right from the rains that happens, the precipitation gets stored in the glaciers high up in the mountains. Then in the summer they melt, and then they flow in the rivers. which gets filled up, the groundwater gets filled up, giving us life, giving vegetation, giving food, grains, vegetables, and then that water gets seeped into the ground. It is stored there in the ground as groundwater, and then it flows into the river, and it becomes one with river, with the ocean, and then again evaporation, and then back to the atmosphere, and again as rain back in the mountains. So this is the cycle. And 70% of the water on our planet is ocean, and which is not drinkable. Only 1 to 1.5% of the water is fresh water, and that is what is available to us. So ये उसको preserve करना और इसको back to its original glory, where the rivers are again full of water, we have to go back to that stage. And we can only do that only when we develop that relation. And we are 70% water. So we are also a container of water. So whatever that is affecting the outer environment and the water outside is happening within us. तो ये एक्चुअली एंड वी लाइक नेचर, वी लव, घंटों हम स्पेंड करते हैं नेचर के साथ. हमें बहुत अच्छा लगता है वाटरफॉल्स को देखना, और it creates sort of a boundless joy and energy within us. Or be it the ocean, we love going on vacations on the beach, और हम घंटों spend करते हैं on beach पे, और can just meditating on the ocean and the waves crashing on the beach, and we can just sit there for hours and end just meditating on it. So very interesting fact that has come up is that water has memory, and depending on how you treat it and the thoughts and the emotions that you generate, accordingly that is exactly how it behaves in your body. So to change, to bring a transformation within, we can change the way we are drinking our water, we can change the way we are storing our water. And अगर हम देखते हैं तो ये actually passed down in our culture from generations to generations. हमारे grandmothers अगर हम सोचते थे तो एक container में या तो earthenware या तो मटके के पानी में store करते थे, उनकी पूजा करते थे. और साउथ इंडिया में भी ज़्यादा ये अभी भी मानते हैं, लेकिन काफ़ी अर्बन एरियाज में हम भूल चुके हैं कि हम ये वाटर को हम रिवर करते हैं, उनकी पूजा करते हैं, और यही पानी हम फिर हमारे फैमिली के लिए, हम कुकिंग के लिए, प्योरिफिकेशन के लिए, नहाने के लिए हम यूज़ करते हैं, जिससे हमारी पूरी ऑरा चेंज हो जाती है. और यही पानी अगर मंदिर में जो डेटी को, भगवान को ऑफर करते हैं, तो उसको तीर्थ कहते हैं. और ये तीर्थ एक ड्रॉप भी पाने के लिए हम मंदिर में जाते हैं, तो कितनी भी भीड़ हो, क्राउड हो, हम ये एक पानी, एक ड्रॉप बूंद, ये जो सेक्रेड वाटर है, हम लेके ही रहेंगे, और उसको हम सिर पे लगा के और फिर उसको हम अंदर हम उसको पिएंगे. तो ये जो रेवरेंस है, ये जो, बिकॉज वी नो कि ये पानी जो ये वाटर डेटी को ऑफर किया है, और ये सेक्रेड है, बिकॉज इट has the memory of the divine. So we knew the spiritual significance of water, but now even science has proven it. And there are many scientists in the West, and also a very famous scientist in Japan, Masaru Emoto. He did a very interesting experiment in 2003, 2004, and he's also written a book about it. That water has memory, and it changes its composition with our prayers and thoughts. And it does not change. Water is H2O, two molecules, two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. That is the chemical composition. That does not change, but with the thoughts and emotions, the molecules and the structure can change. And no matter where you are, your prayers can be carried to the rest of the world. तो पानी को liquid computer भी कहते हैं, because it has memory. और जब भी पानी जो source से जो नीचे जाके पूरी cities से आता है, it carries that memory of the mountains and of the cities, or right down to the person who's drinking it. So that is in fact proven by a lot of scientists. So the interesting experiment that Mr. Emoto did was that he collected water from different sources, like glacier, say, a reservoir from a dam, and he collected it and kept it in different containers. Or each container ko he for a month gave different emotions like joy, wisdom, love, peace, even music, different kinds of music, and also abuses. I hate you, evil thoughts, and even very rock jarring noise music, rock music, and then he froze those water, and those crystals that were formed. He studied them in the electron microscope, and the photographs that one can see is just they're just amazing. And we can see that how water changes with the thoughts and emotions. So water is the mirror, and that is the ability to show us what we cannot see. It is a blueprint for our reality, and it can change with a single thought and a single emotion. And all it takes is faith, and you should be open to it. So the crystals that are formed are like jewels, and they are like crystals. So the emotions, like the thank you, produces these amazingly beautiful crystals. जैसे diamond का ring हो, इस तरह के the designs that are formed, and you can see how beautiful nature is, how beautiful, how geometrical and symmetrical everything is in nature. And that is what we see when we apply the positive emotions and positive thoughts. And like wisdom, like truth, eternal, the angel, I love you, peace. And when you subject the water to abuses, you fool, you idiot, you see how ugly the water molecule looks like. You make me sick, that even evil, like so sinister and dark. And polluted water of the dam, water that in Japan, in Tokyo. This before prayer, and then after prayer, you can see how the molecules arrange themselves in a geometric, beautiful design. So similarly, when he subjected those the water to music like Mozart symphony and John Lennon's music, and to certain emotions like love and the Fujiwara water dam peace that we saw, thank you, and certain negative emotions like I will kill you, and the water after prayer. And you can see the tastes of music, that heavy metal music, how the water reacts. And when it's subjected to classical music like Bach, and also the sound of music, Edelweiss, which I'm sure all of you are aware of that song. So this is an interesting experiment, and a lot of people have tried to replicate it also. So this brings a lot of certain interesting element uh, um, to this, that there are certain school of medicines like homeopathy and Bach flower remedies, which I practice, which work on this principle. So homeopathy also, that the medicine that is ultimately the concoction that is made for the patient does not contain the original chemical, but it still contains the imprint and the memory of that chemical. So the body even reacts to that, and also heals. So the same with the Bach flower remedies, which I practice, is that the water, the flowers that are immersed in the water, and the mother stock that is made, and then subsequent dilutions are made, and then a blend that is made for the patient for particular emotions, and that does not carry the original element of the flower, but just carries the energy imprint, and that also affects the patient. So these are the very interesting ideas that come up with this that water has memory. So even water's reactions to certain different sounds and notes of the piano, like in this case, uh, if you see the how the water molecules arrange themselves with different scales and frequency of sound. So that also is amazing. And when we say that music can, and we are 70% water, so music and sound can also cause healing, and that is exactly what happens in our body when we listen to beautiful, soothing, relaxing music. So before we go on to the chakras, I would like to share a video if I can. Um I hope you can see this video.
To what extent is water capable of picking up information? What does it perceive? And how does it remember it over time?
The Aerospace Institute in Stuttgart has discovered a relatively simple way of making the structure of a drop of water visible. The researchers have had their efforts rewarded by insights into a very beautiful world. Each drop has a face of its own, unmistakable and unique. Why are the individual drops so different from one another? We got a lot of people to come to a lecture hall here at the Institute, gave them all the same water, had them make drops at exactly the same time, collected all the drops, and then discovered that each individual produced different images from the same water. And here you can see the results. Here on the right, you can see that the images of the individual students are different, but those made by a given student are all quite similar. This is the work of the first experimenter, this one here is from the second, this is from the third, and this from the fourth. Individually, they can quite easily be reproduced, but you would never have thought that they were all from the same water, because when you compare the images from the different people, you see some big differences. Then we undertook experiments to find out whether things changed when we put something into the water. A real flower was placed in the water. A while later, we took a drop of water, and here you can see one of the pictures. And you can see it in this picture. It's the typical image you get when you put a flower into water. You could recognize the flower in every single drop in this glass, of course. That can be reproduced and has significance. And if you were to put a different flower in here, for example, a Sweet William flower, then all the drops of this water would look like Sweet William.
I don't think we can see this video, but we can go on to the chakras now. Okay, I think you can see the screen now. Okay, so
to what extent is water capable of picking up information? What does it perceive? To what extent is water capable of picking up information? What does it perceive? And how does it remember it over time?
The Aerospace Institute in Stuttgart has discovered a relatively simple way of making the structure of a drop of water visible. The researchers have had their efforts rewarded by insights into a very beautiful world. Each drop has a face of its own, unmistakable and unique. Why are the individual drops so different from one another? We got a lot of people to come to a lecture hall here at the Institute, gave them all the same water, had them make drops at exactly the same time, collected all the drops, and then discovered that each individual produced different images from the same water. And here you can see the results. Here on the right, you can see that the images of the individual students are different, but those made by a given student are all quite similar. This is the work of the first experimenter, this one here is from the second, this is from the third, and this from the fourth. Individually, they can quite easily be reproduced, but you would never have thought that they were all from the same water, because when you compare the images from the different people, you see some big differences.
So here हम देख रहे हैं कि one person did 4 different people who are working on the water, and each person has a different, it's his own sort of a signature water molecule, and it is different from the other person, though the water is taken from the same container. So how is that possible? Because it's only each individual's thoughts and emotions and that he puts into the water is being seen. So, and he can reproduce the same pattern, the same, but it will be different. Like जैसे हमारे fingerprints अलग अलग होते हैं, वैसे the person who's working on that water will be different from the water molecule that the other person is working on, though the water is taken from the same container. So that is really amazing.
Then we undertook experiments to find out whether things changed when we put something into the water. A real flower was placed in the water. A while later, we took a drop of water, and here you can see one of the pictures. And you can see it in this picture. It's the typical image you get when you put a flower into water. You could recognize the flower in every single drop in this glass, of course. That can be reproduced and has significance. And if you were to put a different flower in here, for example, a Sweet William flower, then all the drops of this water would look like Sweet William. The statement that water has a memory practically changes our whole way of looking at the world, of course. Let's travel down the Rhine in the figurative sense. The water is flowing down the Rhine, picking up information everywhere it goes. So the water has more information at the mouth of the Rhine than it had at the source. And the Dutch, living at the mouth, when they drink that water, they're also drinking all that information. Thus, the world's oceans would no longer be something that separates us, but instead a giant storehouse of information. And the rain would perhaps be a data medium carrying information to the world.
So that is a very interesting video. I'm sure you agree with me. Just say the water coming from the source, that here they were talking about the Rhine River and how in Netherlands and how it was flowing from the source and carrying all the information, and the people drinking the water would be taking all that information. And it's the same for everyone all over the world. Or जैसे एक seed germinate होता है, and how does it then grow into a big tree? Because it has the memory. Same thing is that we look like say our parents or our grandparents because we had that memory. Our DNA had that memory. So same thing, water is a liquid computer and has memory. So I would now like to share and coming to the chakra systems. So as we are all aware that the second chakra, the Swadhisthana chakra, the element is water, or the root chakra is earth, the sacral chakra or Swadhisthana chakra is water, and Manipur chakra is fire, and the heart chakra is air, the Vishuddha chakra is ether. Yeah, so we are all aware of that. So the second chakra, it's the affirmation is that I flow like water, like the sacred rivers. I'm the pleasure, I'm the joy, and all the reproductive organs. It also constitutes the reproductive organs or sexuality. And the negative aspects of this chakra is that you get the sexual frustrations and all emotions, negative emotions, fear, anxiety, all that also gets accumulated, and that is also what blocks this chakra. So we will do a short meditation also with the singing bowls, with the chakra bowl, the sacral chakra bowl, and even the Muladhara chakra bowl. So so as you can see here, the Swadhisthana chakra is the sacral chakra is the second chakra. It is about 4 fingers below the navel, and the color is orange. And the seed mantra is Vam, and the element is water. and the reproductive glands, the ovaries, the uterus in females, and the testes in the male. Also, it is related to creativity. So, if you want to unblock your creative potential, this is the chakra that you must work on. And there are certain asanas also that releases the blockages, and it has got 6 petals. And so we will do a short meditation for about 10 minutes, and with the soothing sound of water flowing. And also with the singing bowls. So I hope you can hear the beautiful sound of the chakra, of the water. You can sit in a comfortable position. Close your eyes. And just mentally go over your body parts, relaxing them one by one. Starting with your feet, the soles of your feet, the calves, the ankles. Just relax. Just feel that you're standing in the ocean, by the beach, by the shore, and taking slow steps into the water. Feel the waves gently caressing your feet and then receding again. And you slowly walk towards the water, more and more inside, and the water coming up to your calves, up to your knees, relaxing all the muscles, all the cells. Slowly walking still further in, water reaching your thighs, your pelvis, the lower abdomen, your perineal region, with your nipples, the pelvis, the abdomen, completely relaxed. Caressing your body, purifying your body. You can hear the vibrations of the singing bowls, which are pertaining to the Muladhara Chakra and the Swadhisthana Chakra. The Muladhara Chakra gives the feeling of I am, about your existence on this planet. And the Swadhisthana Chakra, about the way you feel. It says, I feel. Just tune into these vibrations. We are focusing on these two lower chakras, which form the foundation, the base, on which you can then go on higher and higher planes. You're walking further in the ocean. The waves that come onto you are gently caressing you. Reaching up to your abdomen and chest. Submerging your pelvic area. Melting away all the negative emotions, all the sexual frustrations, all the blockages. Feel the free flow of water of the ocean around you and also within you, taking away all blockages, all negativity. Creative ideas and solutions flow through me, unobstructed, unimpeded, without any blockages. Feel the vibrations. Healing you. Creating a balance. With your sexual energy, melting away all frustrations. Finding the joy and pleasure again. Melting away all rigidity, all shyness, all timidity. To open into abundance and joy, vitality, self-expression. Manifesting whatever you desire in this world. I create my own environment. I am the creator. I can manifest whatever I want. I flow like the sacred rivers, freely, unimpeded, unobstructed, into my ocean and merging with it, losing my identity forever. Into that ocean of bliss. Into that ocean of joy. Into that ocean of pleasure. No limits. Just soak in these vibrations and sounds. Just immerse yourself. We saw how music and vibrations change the structure of the molecules, looking beautiful, so symmetrical. That is how we are inside. Only if we allow ourselves to be like that. Sacred, divine beings. only when you work on these lower chakras and unblock them, can you go higher. Only then can you evolve into your higher potential. Just surrender to these beautiful vibrations and sounds and let them do all the work. Just sit in silence for a few seconds. And gently open your eyes when you feel ready. So thank you, my dear friends. I hope you enjoyed the meditation and the sound healing session with the Tibetan singing bowls, mainly with the sacral chakra and the Muladhara chakra bowl. Thank you. I will end this session with a small prayer that we should all get together and do the effort so that we can salvage our planet from the very dismal future, that if we don't take care and take urgent steps, we will face difficulties, especially where water is concerned. So let us pray together. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Unatu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvina Vatitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you.